Hey, Buddy Manning here. Welcome to a shoot-around edition of the Garden Report. Just left Celtics shoot-around across the street before Game 4 here in Indianapolis tonight. Noa Dalzell standing by, and if the Celtics do take care of this series in 4, they're going to name for the third year in a row a East Finals MVP. What is it, Larry Bird, Bob Cousy? I think it's Bob Cousy.
I don't know.
But there's many candidates, and Jayson Tatum emerged with the 36-point last game and some 30-point-per-game scoring throughout this series as a candidate after Jaylen Brown emerged as the standout candidate from the early games with the game-time shot going into overtime, as well as the 40-point outburst in Game 2. So at this point, going into Game 4, who would be your East Finals MVP?
I have Jaylen as the East Finals MVP just because I do think through the first 2 games he was far and away the best player. That being said, I think Tatum had a great Game 3, and overall it is pretty equal. So I could see going in either direction, and maybe tonight's the night where whoever has a better game wins.
Well, Tatum's a candidate too, and I always feel like they're going to give it to the best player if he's in that range.
Yeah.
I know the media voting could divvy it up a little bit, and I actually think they, as well as Jrue Holiday, will all receive votes here. But with me, it's just always like best player on the team that wins, they're the MVP. And that's how it's gone. Like last year with Jimmy Butler, as we discussed before this, it's just going to go to that guy if they have any case. So if I actually had to predict who it's going to be, I think it would be Tatum.
Yeah, I think it's most likely going to be Tatum, but I think it's going to come down to like 1 or 2 votes, which is fun. I think normally it's pretty much like a giveaway. I thought Caleb Martin should have gotten it last year, and then Jimmy Butler I think got every single vote. So I think that's the precedent that's been set. But they've both, I think it's a credit to them. We were looking at their stats before this. They've both been averaging around 30 points, very efficient. I think Tatum has the edge when it comes to rebounds, assists, and probably defense for the most part. And so I think he'll probably get it for that. The reason that I have Jaylen winning is just because, or I think he should win, is just because that shot in Game 1 put them in position to be in the lead in the series rather than being behind. And then also I thought in Game 2 he had one of the best performances of his career. And he was solid in Game 3 too, so it's not like he had a bad game or anything like that. So it should be a close one. I think it would be cool if one got the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and the other got the Finals MVP. So we'll see.
Yeah, and if I was going to vote, I'd have Jaylen 2-1 as well. I think that shot in Game 1 just changed the whole tenor of the series. And I'd actually have Jrue too. And that's why I don't like just giving it to the best player and the best on the team that wins, because Tatum wasn't good at the start of this series. Slow start in Game 2. He was okay, but not an MVP.
Yeah.
And you can always make the case like, ooh, you take him out of this series and it changes the whole tenor of it, which is valid. But for this award specifically, the series MVP, I'm going to go with the biggest performances. So it's Jaylen, and then it's Jrue. Jrue with the big Game 1 first half, and then you look at what he did in Game 3 with the steal and everything else down the stretch there. I'd actually have him second over Tatum.
Yeah, shout out to Jrue Holiday. He had a great series so far, and massive down the stretch in Game 3, and then again, 28 points in Game 1, the most he's had all year. He definitely deserves to be in consideration. And I saw one of the ESPN analysts, I forget who, but someone did have him as their prediction for the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and I remember looking at that at the time, and I was like, how would that ever happen? Just thinking about the numbers that he'd been putting up all year, and it's not looking like a bad prediction right now.
Was he the second round MVP?
What was that? Oh, Jrue? Trying to think. No, I think Jaylen was.
Who was the first round MVP?
Derek White. I think it was Derek White, then Jaylen versus Cleveland.
The one thing I don't want to see is co-MVPs, though. I don't want to see a Brown Tatum split thing, and I don't even think they can.
I don't think that would be a thing. But if it was, I'd be the one advocating for it.
Yeah, if it was just someone else picking it, that might actually be possible. But I think the media is going to go Tatum. I would vote Brown. Let us know who you would vote below. And, of course, check out our great sponsors here, Prize Picks, prizepicks.com/CLNS. Get you 100% matching bonus up to $100 over there. Use that code CLNS. Game time. If you're in Indy, you want Game 4 tickets tonight, go over there, use the code CLNS, get a 20% discount on your first purchase, and terms apply there. Go to PXG for great apparel, shirts, polos, tees. We're out here. It's feeling warm. It's summer. Go get all that stuff as well as hats over there for the golf course this summer at pxg.com/gardenreport. Use that code gardenreport for a discount on your first purchase over there. We will have coverage, including a ceremony if they win the East Finals. as well as the MVP award. All of that will be live here on CLNS Media, along with the post-game reaction if the Celtics win tonight, or if they lose, we'll cover that too. She's Noa Dalzell. Check her workout at Celtics blog. I'm Bobby Manning. Subscribe, CLNS Media, Celtics All Access. And this has been a shoot-around edition of the Garden Report.